Hi art students. Today we're going to do Godzilla of the Week and then we're going to get right into our art. Okay, so the votes were only 2 for Godzilla 54, 12 for Godzilla 62, 14 for Baragon. Baragon's the winner. And Legion only got 11. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you Baragon is the ultimate winner, so I'm going to show you Baragon today. Then next week we're not going to have a quiz because it's a lot to keep track of. So I'm just going to do the second place winner, Godzilla 1962, and I'll show you him next week. So today is Baragon, okay? And then next week, no voting. Okay, so here he is. Here's Baragon. He's huge. So he's pretty cool. You can see he's much larger than the other ones. Look at this cool, like, dinosaur spine detail. You got a lot of, and look, you got this kind of grid texture. It looks really good. Grid texture on his belly. Looks pretty sweet. The cool thing about these models is that they based them, they researched the original costumes. These were costumes. And they got these, very close. And they look really good. So, this would have been really hard to do if this was, 5 feet tall. So that's why they kind of have this simple texture stuff, like the grid and stuff. And it looks pretty cool. That's why they kind of look goofy sometimes. These were hard to make back in the day. This is, from, the 1960s. So that's, how many years ago is that? 60 years ago? It's a long time ago. So, anyways, I think Baragon had his own movie, maybe, but he was also in Destroy All Monsters, which is pretty sweet. He was on Monster Island. So, see eye detail? Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty sweet. I can't figure out. Oh, there. Right. Eye detail. Okay, focus. It's not focusing. Oh well. Anyways, that's Baragon. He's pretty cool. Okay. Let's get on to the art portion of today. Hi, 6th graders. Today we're going to be working on our 3D shoe. And you will have gotten this supplies in your classroom or in the office. And so what do you get? You're going to get this, it's kind of like a flattened shoe. We're going to design it. You have the bottom of your shoe and the tongue of the shoe. And we're going to design it. We're going to put art on it. And then we're going to fold it together and make a shoe like this. And it's going to look cool. It's going to be 3D. It's kind of tricky. We have 3 weeks to work on this, and I'll show you how to put it together the last week. And that's going to be it. This will be due at the end of the trimester. It says due October 22nd. That's a little early, but basically I want it turned in before October 29th. Because after that, it's too late, right? That'll be the end of the trimester. So, anyways, but 3 weeks is plenty of time to work on this, and just be sure you get it turned in or a picture sent to me before the 29th, right? Okay, so anyways, this is where we're going to begin. What do we have? Well, first off, we're going to get, you get a packet, right? It'll be black and white, so sorry. But anyways, and there's different pictures to give you ideas. So you're going to get ideas. This is the sole of the shoe, and you'll notice that from these pictures, there's all kinds of different tread marks, and they're all very interesting and creative. You can come up with your own idea, but you can also get ideas and combine them or just use these as inspiration. Like I really like the circular thing. It's like a spiral, or it's not a spiral, it's like it's got a target. And maybe you like part of this, and then you want to combine it with some of these. I don't know what this is. It just looks like little Lego brick parts, So maybe you got like rectangles in there. I don't know. It's up to you. But there's a lot of different ideas you can get here. And then I also have ideas. These are just the front of the shoe. These are Nikes. They can be any kind of shoe, though, right? In fact, you can even make up your own logo or emblem. But the thing to really pay attention to these handouts is all the different detail and texture. It's not just a white shoe. It's not just a plain white shoe with a Nike swoosh, right? You'll notice that there is all kinds of interesting details. Now, maybe you don't like this kind of detail. Fine, but there's different kinds of detail. There's like this other wavy line within that wavy line. This has kind of like these cells or, you know, little holes. This one has like a mesh. This one has like, I don't know, kind of this like grip. So and then this one just has like these long kind of fingers attaching to the shoelace. So there's a lot of different ideas, a lot of different looks. It's not going to be a plain shoe with a Nike swoosh. You're going to look at these ideas and put them on your shoe, and you may even invent your own ideas, and that's fine by me. But get your ideas or get inspiration from these photocopies so that you can really see. It can really open your mind. Here's a bunch of like lines. It's kind of like a comb, like comb those lines. Here's like they're triangles, right? Oh, here's like crisscrossing, right? So it's like cross hatching, right? Oh, and then like dots. And so there's lots of different ideas here. Lots of ideas. Here's another. This is an old school tread from back. I want to say this was before my time even. This was like late 70s, this is like before me. But I remember this style because this was like almost standard for many years. And then nowadays, you know, they got a million different tread designs. But anyways, a lot of different ideas for you to look at. You can look at your own shoes. You can look at other people's shoes to get ideas. So, like I said, you're going to come up with your ideas. But what I don't want to see is like, you know, a shoe with a swoosh and maybe a line. And that's too easy, right? I want a lot of detail and a lot of effort into those textures and details. And if you can't, I get it if you can't come up with any ideas. You can't come up with any ideas? Then they're all right here. You can mix and match. You're like, I like triangles, and I like this tread, or I like, this is like a little, oh, it's hard to see. It's like a little mesh. It's not a mesh, but it looks like it. I like this kind of stitching, right? You get your ideas. I like these little holes or these dots. Get your ideas, mix and match them, combine them. So you have no excuse. You got lots of ideas here. And then, like I said, you can look at your own shoes or other people's shoes and get ideas. Okay, so where do we begin? Once you kind of get your ideas down, you're going to very carefully draw them onto your shoe. So like, and you know, how's it going to work? Well, I mean, in a week or two, I'm going to show you how to fold it. But you can imagine that this shoe is going to like fold over, right? It's going to fold over like this, and then this top part's going to fold over. It's actually, you can see it like right here. So you can see that this piece is going to cover this part. So just keep that in mind. You're going to see this this is going to go to the bottom of your shoe. So it's going to fold over, right? And then here's the tongue. They call this the tongue. It's like, you know, where the shoelaces go across. So that's going to be, you know, right here. And there's a lot of detail on these pieces too. Don't think that there's no detail on this. I don't have any good pictures of them. Well, I don't know. This one has some detail, but look at different shoes. They always have interesting designs everywhere on the shoe. Shoes are overly designed thanks to computers, and, you know, computers really make it easy to over-design shoes. And so that's why I think they look good. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying they're every nook and cranny of a tennis shoe is designed. They design everything. So keep that in mind. Okay, well anyways, so you can imagine this is the side of the shoe. This is going to be the other side of the shoe. Whatever you draw on this shoe is probably going to be identical on this side too. I don't know. I'm just going to start on the bottom of my shoe. And so maybe I want to think of, maybe I want to invent my own kind of shoe. Sometimes they have the name. I'm going to have a big S for Smith. So I'll just have a, again, now I might go a little quicker than you. That's fine. I just want to show you how I might get ideas. So maybe I have a big S there. Usually when they have letters or logos or names, usually they double them up. Like they'll outline them, maybe outline them more than once. When you draw, you want to draw lightly. I'm drawing darker so you can see it on the screen. I would even double this up again. I mean, so there's a lot of different things you can do. Okay, I like that idea. I really like that circle, the circle idea. But maybe, let's see. Yeah, I'll do the circle. I'm going to do the circle. I'm going to do a circle here. And I'm going to do a circle here. No. I'm going to do a circle here. And so what I'm going to do is, and I'm thinking on the spur of the moment. I want to think of, sometimes art, you want to think about how your eye moves across an object. And I want to kind of have a spiral design here. I want this spiral to kind of go up here and then a spiral design here so that your eye kind of moves along that design. Now you don't have to do that. That's just what I'm thinking right now. So I'm going to have a cool spiral here. I'm going to have it go beyond. Yeah, like that. Like it's kind of like I run out of shoe for that spiral. But that's okay. I mean, it's intentional. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I messed up. Okay. There we go. I have a new tripod, so if it seems weird, or I don't know, it's a little easier to draw than last time. You can turn your paper if you have to. Remember, draw lightly so that you can erase, right? Okay. Let's see, do I want one more? Maybe. Okay, and then I want this. I'm going to have this kind of continue that motif. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then maybe I want to combine, so I like it, your eye kind of moves like that. Kind of. And then maybe I want to combine some other elements. Like I really liked, I don't know. I kind of like this stuff. It's kind of hard to do though. Let me see. Maybe I can come up with my own shapes. Sometimes you can like divide it. Like there's like be little pieces. Maybe I'll do that. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'll have small pieces and then I'll have like long pieces. Yeah. Now, if you're not exactly, and then this would be like a long piece, and then another long piece here. So now you may, already I'm having fun doing it. Now, I'm drawn right to the paper, right? You may want to just sketch out on a scratch piece of paper. You might have a blank piece of paper and just kind of like, just draw a weird shape and then what do I want to do? That way you won't have to erase so much on your, because you only have one of these, because I printed this, now this is thin paper, but I printed your shoe on cardstock. So it'll be thicker, and you really only get one of those. It's a little more expensive paper, and you want to be careful when you draw, right? So you may just have a separate piece of paper and sketch it out first, get your ideas, then go to your shoe and try to draw it. That's what I recommend. You're like, no way, Mr. Smith, I'm not going to draw that much. Just saying, I'm not trying to shame you or anything, but I just kind of mentioned that briefly to my fourth graders, and they totally did it. They were amazing. I'm not saying my fourth graders are better than you guys. They just listened to what I did, and it was amazing. We were doing watches, and I'm like, yeah, you should kind of sketch them out. And they did these beautiful sketches. It was like, and then they used their ideas on their sketches on their big watch, and it was amazing. So I don't know. You're older. You'd think it would be. You'd think you'd be better. Prove me wrong. Like, Mr. Smith, you're making me feel bad. Prove me wrong. Okay, here we go. There. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind is, I guess I could put something else in here. Let's see, I'm just going to put some more in here. Now, eventually I'm going to have to trace all this stuff. I could put a little symbol here. Do I want to put an S? I don't think so. I already have an S here. So I want to think of something to put in there. I'll be thinking about it. I'm not sure. But remember, just because you put your shapes in there doesn't mean you can't even go further, right? So like I could even, because like, it's hard to show. Usually these pieces, like they're three-dimensional, and they're so almost like, it's almost, yeah, here you can kind of see it. It's like a square within a square. It has three, this looks flat. And you're like, well, what do you do, Mr. Smith? Well, I could draw a box within a box. I could put those lines in there. You can look at that picture to get those ideas. Yeah. So I'll do that. Although I'm not going to do all of them because that'll take forever. But you get the idea. It adds a lot more detail to your shoe too, if you're careful. Next week, though, we're going to use a marker, a thin marker, like an ultra fine point, if you got one. So that's pretty thin. Like I said, you may have one still from, oh no, I didn't send one home with you guys. You should get one of these though. You say, hey mom, can we go get an ultra fine point? I need it for our class, but you can say this and go, Mom and Dad, I think you need one around the house to like label things and stuff like that. They're not that expensive, Mom and Dad. And your mom and dad will be like, can't Mr. Smith send one from school? I could, but I need a lot of them for you guys. I need like 70 or 80 of them. And I only have like 55 of them. I have a lot of these at school, but not enough to send home. Otherwise, I probably would send them home. So if you can get them, that'd be great. If not, maybe you can use another, like here's another one. We'll talk about this next week. Here's like any kind of thin black marker will work. Here's my the tongue of my shoe. I'm not really gonna design this right now. I want to go to the, maybe I'll put like an S here. I'm not gonna finish it. I'm just gonna like, you know, maybe I want to, I don't know. Just shapes. Your question is, Mr. Smith, how do you know what to do? Because it's hard to come up with ideas. That's why I have all these papers for you to look at, right? But one thing to make your design look really good, especially for shoes and things like that, is to have shapes, more shapes. You can overlap shapes, lines, just more lines. I could put a line here, right? I could, well, maybe I'll put a stripe. I could put another shape inside here, and I could just put another one, another outline here. Like I got multiple outlines. I could put that mesh in here. I could have those lines, you know, just more lines, more overlapping. So here's my, maybe I should make this go all the way. And you're like, wow, that's pretty detailed. But I can even go further than this. Remember, overlap lines, I could put like little diamonds in here. That's how you get lots of detail, and it helps your design just go. I don't know. But that's a secret to doing designs like this. Because my students tend to not do enough. Like you tend not to do enough design. So I just recommend you can overlap shapes, more shapes, and probably won't be enough. You know what I'm saying? So I would rather you, if you were to make a mistake, I'd rather you make a mistake with too much detail than not enough detail. You're like, okay, Mr. Smith, that's a lot of work. I know. Okay, anyways, but I'm not going to finish that part. Let's go to the side of the shoe, right? Now, again, you can look at your own shoe, and you don't have to copy your shoe. I mean, have fun, be inventive, right? But I'm going to look at this shoe to get some ideas here. So whatever I do, whatever kind of tread, you can kind of see the bottom of the tread here. And I can be inventive. Like this one's a wavy line. They're all different, right? I'm not going to, like, well, here you can see this one's different from this one. And then the other pages, they're all different. And you can make your own idea up, right? Well, let's see. So I kind of like, let's see. Now remember, this piece is probably going to cover up probably about that much of your shoe. It doesn't mean like you won't draw your line all the way. Like maybe I'd draw this line all the way to the end, but just think about this part's probably going to be covered up. So I don't know. So I'm going to kind of bring this out, and then maybe I'm going to go here. Now I like the idea of this waviness. In fact, I'm going to go even more wavy. Let's see. I'm going to go. maybe 3 waves down, and then maybe one last wave, right? So I don't know, that's just my idea. And then maybe I want to have some of this like black tread down here. Okay. You can't add to your shoe. So this is the bottom of your shoe. Okay, so I'm moving this. I'm just gonna move that off screen. But remember, look at your papers. So this is gonna be like the black. Maybe I want that black to kind of follow these waves a little. Remember, you're having fun designing your own shoe. There. Okay. Now, even though this part's probably going to be covered up by this, I still draw the line just in case maybe if you stop the line, maybe you won't have enough line. Now, I'm looking at like, okay, so I got like about, I don't know, this is like 1/2 inch, and this part's going to overlap that. Here, I'll show you. So this piece right here, it comes down and it overlaps. So you can almost see like it's going to, here, I'll just draw it. Like it's going to continue there, right? So this will continue here. So you can kind of like try to match it. So it's like, I don't know, it's going to be like that. And then this part, this rubber part, it's going to be like right there, right? Okay, and then over here, I'm going to try to match it. Now, this is hard to do. Maybe you can like trace this on a copy paper and kind of bring it over and try to, the problem is it's hard to see through this. You'll have cardstock, it'll be hard to see. But I don't know, maybe you can trace this and then look at it over here. I don't know, it's going to be hard. Or you can just try your best to like, I think it's going to go like this. I'm just going to try to match it. The good thing is, you're only going to be able to see one side of your shoe at a time. So if it doesn't match perfectly, you're not going to notice that much. But you should try, I don't know, I can't even, it's hard to even tell what that is. Something like that. Oh, and then here's the sole part. But try your best. I mean, that's, oh, and then this, like, don't just, take your time and try your best. Just because it may not match perfectly doesn't mean you can't, like, you don't have to try. No, you need to try. Just don't feel bad when it doesn't match perfectly, right? Okay, so now let's see. What else do I want? I want some kind of fancy design here. So let's see. Maybe I'll continue this. Maybe I'll go like, and then maybe I'll continue this here. Okay. Oh my gosh, now I got to figure that out over here. Remember, draw lightly. I'm demonstrating, so if I make a mistake, it's not that big of a deal. Also, I'm drawing darker because you need to see the lines on the video, but I like the idea of this continuing here. Maybe it's going to be like, maybe it'll just be one big one. Messed up. Well, whatever, just erase it. Okay. That's not very detailed though, but I don't know, I'll come up with something. Then maybe I need I already have an S. There'll be an S here, so I don't think I need any S's on my shoe. I think I have too many S's. So now I just want to think about detail. I like mesh. I like this grippy stuff. Let's see, what am I gonna do? Yeah, maybe I'll draw some grip here. I'm just gonna complete this one side because, but you would draw it on the other side too, right? Just to save time. So I got this grip. Can you see that? Okay. Now remember, it's kind of like, I don't know exactly what to do. Remember, a good idea for this is double up your lines, overlap shapes. So I think I'm going to double up my lines. I'm going to double up this. I could even do it again. I'm going to run out of room if I do it again. I'm going to do it over here. These holes are for where your shoelaces are going to go. We will probably, if we get a chance, we'll probably use a hole punch these out, and then we'll tie string. But that doesn't mean I can like design around it. Like I can have big circles around it. In fact, maybe I'll kind of do like this. Yeah. And then maybe, gosh, I don't know. I want some kind of detail in here. Just a circle, I guess. I don't know. Okay. And then you're getting the idea, right? And then I need some kind of design here. Maybe I'll have a stitch. You can have stitches too, right? So let's see. I'm going to do... And this will probably go right about here. And then, what was it? Oh, well, whatever. And I would draw it over here too. It was kind of like, it was kind of like that. And then I could do stitch. Now, what do I do for a stitch? Well, let's see. Stitching usually is like a solid line with a dashed line. Yeah. And that looks pretty cool, right? Try to make it so that these will line up, but if they don't line up when you put your shoe together, it's okay. Okay. Remember, this is going to overlap this. Okay, and then I could do other stitching. I don't know, I could do all kinds of stuff. Maybe I want to have a line here. See where I'm just adding lines. I would go around and do the same thing over there, but you can see how it's real. Just by using more lines, like more shapes, I could put a little shape here. This will probably be the back of the shoe. Remember, it's going to like fold around. So I guess probably like right here. Maybe I want to have another little line in here. Maybe another. Just overlap those shapes, right? Okay. Now I still need. I can still fill in this shape. Let's see. I don't want to do shapes. I want to do like a mesh. I'm trying to figure out where I want my mesh to be. Well, I kind of like the idea of having a mesh in here. So let's see. This would have gone up here. I'm gonna have a mesh. And maybe it's like framed. Like, Mr. Smith, you're drawing so many lines. I'm getting so tired drawing all these lines, Mr. Smith. Why do I have to draw so many lines? So just draw, trust me. You'll be so stoked when you see all the detail that you added. It just takes time. And that's why art is hard. Is because it takes a lot of time to do. So these are diagonal lines, right? Diagonal lines. You're like, wow, that looks pretty detailed. It takes time, but when you're done, you'll be so pleased with your effort, and you'll be like, I can't believe I did that. I forced myself to work harder. So I like that. So that'll be on top of the shoe. I want to try to include that over here, maybe. Let's see. I don't like that shape. Weird. Whatever, I'm just rolling with it. Okay, I need more of that. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a like an S in here. There. And you're like, wow, why? It'll break up the mesh. This is like a big area of mesh. Now this isn't too big, but this is a big area of mesh. So then this will break it up. Breaking it up means, well, it just means it's not the same thing for such a big area, and it creates interest. So I broke it up, right? Now, believe it or not, at FIDM, FIDM's a fashion school, they actually have some classes for shoe design, and they do stuff like this. The problem is, being a shoe designer is such a desirable job. It is very difficult to get a job being a shoe designer. But you can see how much fun it would be. That's why everyone wants to do it. Like, even I would want to, like, I'm more of an illustrator, but I would totally be stoked to design shoes. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they would use computers. But whatever, this is the same thing. You would just do this on the computer, right? So, anyways, I'm not done. I don't know. Should I finish here? I don't want you to think like, oh, I don't need to do a lot of stuff. Let's see. I want to do, maybe we can do some more stitching. Let's see. I'm going to do this. Maybe have some more stitching here. Let's see. Maybe I can do, I don't know. It's almost getting too crazy. It's looking weird. It's looking like my shoes from the 1960s. Um, I don't know what to tell you. Shapes. I got this circle over here. Maybe I want to have a smaller circle. I don't want to put any more circles in there. Maybe I want to do, I don't know, another stitch. Maybe we'll do some more stitches there. And then maybe there. Okay. You get the idea. Lot of detail. That's the idea. And then you're going to color it too. Now I would like you to color the whole shoe, but you may want to have a white shoe with a lot of color. That's fine. So like maybe like, and you know, you might pick a color. So like this one's pink, right? Pink and gray. So there's pinks and grays. So like maybe some of the, if I was doing a pink shoe, maybe I would have like some pink details here and there, but then maybe I'd have a bunch of gray too. So like I could have some gray stripes. I can have some black stripes. I could maybe fill that in with black. Or if blue, I could do blue or purple or whatever color I want. I could color my whole shoe. So like this could be like a, oh, I don't know. Like it could be like a dark blue with some like red stripes and maybe some purple stripes. You know what I'm saying? So don't be limited on color. In fact, more color the better. These areas can be like a dark gray mesh, but it's going to look best if I outline all this stuff. So we'll talk about that next week. But see all that detail? That's a lot. Your detail may not look like that, and that's fine. Maybe you don't like my weird, I don't know. I'm questioning these funky things, but I don't know, maybe it won't look so bad. It looks pretty crazy. It's kind of weird. But whatever. But you're just going to design something like this, make it up, but you're not making it up out of thin air. You can get ideas from these papers. And you can look at other shoes too, if you don't like these. Like there's a lot of, this one has mesh all over it. Mesh all over, and different kinds of mesh. Look. Mesh this way, and then this one's like mesh up and down. It's like stitching. So get your ideas. Don't just try to, and you can copy these ideas too. Like maybe like oh, it was like a double stitch. See, I wasn't looking at that. Yeah, maybe I should have done double stitches. Here's like a piece of leather kind of sewn on top, and here's another piece of leather. So it's like a nice big broad shape. That's what you want to think about. You want to look at these and get your ideas. Okay? So that's it. So for this week, you just need to draw it. So you're going to draw everything. You're going to draw the sole of your shoe, the tongue of your shoe. You're going to draw your shoe, both halves. I didn't finish this because it would take forever. But you're going to copy this like this as best you can. So you're like, okay, I wonder if I can, I don't. Sometimes you can like, if you put this up to a window, you don't want to fold it right down the middle. But you might be able to like, if you put this up against a window, light will shine through this. And then maybe you can kind of trace some of the general shapes and then put in the detail. But try not to like crease it right down the middle, because you don't want to crease. You know what, it won't work because you have cardstock. It might, you can try, it might. But regular copy paper, that would work. But we're using cardstock so that we'll have a nice, you know, it'll be more durable. Anyways, try your best to copy this detail over here as best you can. It's hard. I know, it's good for your brain. That's why I'm doing this. And then, very important, put your name on all your pieces. You're like, you know, put your name here, put your name. You could put your name in here like lightly. I don't know. It's better if it's just on the bottom here, so it's like, you know, right? But you could, the problem is you may not see that piece because it might be on the inside. So maybe you can just you can just put your name in here. I can just put like, right? This piece, you can put your name, you know. That way, when you start cutting things out, that way we know, or if it falls off, like maybe this piece will fall off. Well, if your name's on it, I know it's yours. You might be wondering, what are these triangles? What are these triangles for? What's going to happen is, we'll talk about this in a couple weeks. We're going to cut this out, and these are tabs. We like fold them over, and then this piece is going to glue on the inside. Like, so that triangle here, I'll just pull it out so you can see it. So there's that triangle. So we use that to kind of tape it in place. It's like on the inside, it's a tab, right? Can you see them this way? No. Well, yeah, you kind of can. But it'll be more like, you know, be together. So you can see those triangles. That's what the triangles are for. Okay, so draw your picture. Oh, one more thing. You don't have to show me, you don't have to send me a picture of this week. Just show me, I want to see your final shoe. So you don't have to show me week 1, week 2, week 3. I mean, that's nice, but it's a lot to look at and grade. I'd rather just see your final shoe, okay? So you don't have to show me your progress. Unless you have a question. If you have a question, it's hard for me to help you. Although I do get to see you guys at school. You know, if you have a question, it'd be better to, the problem is we don't have a lot of time in class either. Like we only have a half hour when I see you. And I'm probably going to be like hurrying to get other stuff done. But bring it to school just in case and put it in a folder. And if you have a question, maybe I'll have a few minutes to answer your question. But I may not, but hopefully I will. But I guess my point is don't send me a picture of your progress. Just show me a picture of when it's finished. So when your shoe is all together, and we're working on this for 3 weeks. So we're gonna draw, so just draw it this week. Draw your whole shoe. This side, back and bottom. You're gonna draw it all. Next week, we're going to use marker and we're gonna trace our lines. You're like, oh no, I gotta trace all those lines. Yes, it'll look great. And then you're gonna color it in. So like if I have a black line here and you're gonna be really neat, it's gonna be amazing, right? And then the 3rd week, I'm gonna show you how to put it together, okay? So anyways, that's it for this week. Hopefully that was interesting and hopefully it was fun. This can be challenging, so just take your time, okay? So have a good week and I'll see you next time. Bye.